Well, good evening, Southeast Texas. Some changes to your forecast we've been talking about the last several days. Going to go from warm to cold, back to warm for maybe an extended period of time. But boy, that wasn't the case 2 years ago. Look at these temperatures back on Valentine's Day in 21. Only got up to 39 for a high, 29 the low. How about on the 15th? Got down to 16 here in Beaumont, only 29 for a high. We stayed above freezing over 24 hours. And that was just 2 years ago. And on Tuesday, the 16th, down to 14 and 32. That was a cold period, and that was just 2 years ago. It's been a long time, but we did have a lot of snow at one time in Southeast Texas. The Great Gulf Coast Snowstorm took place back in 1895. I don't know how things would fare today if we ever saw anything like this again. Look at some of these storm totals, especially along Interstate 10. We're talking up to 28 inches of snow. That's incredible. Not far from that up in the lakes area. Just brutally cold too. And I don't know if we'll ever see anything like that again, certainly in our lifetime. It's been well over 100 years since we've seen that. Just incredible. That's going back to 1895. Look at the strip of snow there. Over 28 inches. Can you imagine that these days in Southeast Texas? Almost 30 inches of snow. I don't know. I like snow. If it's going to be cold, it might as well snow, but well, that much snow, I don't know. Look at the temperatures too. 1899 Valentine's. So right around Valentine's, some years are different. Of course, they're a lot different. Brutal, because some of the brutal cold temperatures, some of the worst we see at times, winter times, right around Valentine's. Not the case last year, this year. But look at the temperatures back in 1899. It was near 0 in the lakes. We were 4 in Beaumont, and even on the beach, it was 8 degrees. So nothing like that here lately, and hopefully none of that still to come. Now, we do have some cold weather coming this weekend. It's going to be a little bit cooler. Lows back down in the 30s, highs 50s. So it could be some frost there, especially Saturday morning. So if you're heading out for Mardi Gras, may need a jacket, but it's not going to be too bad. It's not going to rain. Look at next week. 70s. Look at that. 80. I feel like springs we head into next week. Could see a few scattered showers tomorrow. Just enough moisture around, a little disturbance coming in, some scattered showers possible, not a big deal. 60% though around daybreak Thursday as the next cold front comes in. And it's very dry out to our west. It's the trough that came through the area today that gave us the showers, very, very weak. It's moved on out, it's pretty much washed out. Look at the dew point. So 31 College Station, 18 in San Antonio. That's the exact amount of moisture in the atmosphere. Bone dry, 7 Del Rio, but of course over us, we're still pretty humid. It's drying out toward Houston, but unfortunately, that dry air will not reach us. There goes the storm system that gave us our showers today. Here comes the next one to give us a chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two early Thursday. Still out over the west, it's digging into the Four Corners. Most of the dynamics with that will stay well to our north as well. But we'll see a pretty good cool down coming up, but the main energy stays to our north with that next system as well. Tonight, fog is going to be an issue. Lows in the 60s through most of the evening, so fairly mild. We'll cool down after midnight. Once that fog starts developing, we'll start to cool down. Could get into the 50s in a few areas tonight. But tomorrow, we're back to the 70s, 50s and 60s in the morning. Winds off the Gulf of Mexico. Lots of clouds still, even once the fog burns off. We'll give it partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies across the area tomorrow. But one more warm day before the cool down starts Thursday into the weekend. And then next week, looking mighty warm. Marine forecast sees 2 to 3 feet. That water temperature 58. Tonight, mostly cloudy, dense fog. Lows in the low to mid 50s for the lakes. Upper 50s here in the triangle. Tomorrow, 70s for highs. Temperature-wise, going to be pretty nice. Scattered showers around, so keep the umbrella handy. Maybe 1 or 2 little showers around tomorrow. And 10-day forecast, well, 60%. That's mainly early Thursday. It's going to be windy Thursday, too, behind the front. A little bit cooler, 68, but we drop 37 Friday morning, 35 Saturday morning, some scattered frost there. We do get into the 50s, so not too bad for Mardi Gras. But look at the warm up next week, 70s, and how about close to 80 by next Thursday? Another weak cold front possible a week from Friday. So if you like the warm weather, hang in there after tomorrow. Most of next week looks mild to warm. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and anything weather 24 hours a day, be sure to go to 12newsnow.com.